Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Copper Dragons here, and I'm going to be playing some more of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series. So let's just go ahead and just try and finish up that that trial date that I had been working on. Hold on, I'm going to pause the recording real quick. Alright, time of poor Hammer's death, was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go through the studio then was Will Powers. Nope. It clearly wasn't him. All right. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. I doubt that. All right. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. All right. All right. I need to present the Powers photo on the second or third statement. Or fourth, too. Man, I almost just, screwed up and pressed it instead of presented. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, huh, Sonny? So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Screw you, old bag. Alright, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. The note on the back of the photo, printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that it means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I know that too. The issue is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? It is really odd. Shouldn't the photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? That's true. That is very true. Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. The evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? It only has to be old bag. Only someone with access to this, the security lady herself. Yeah, that's true. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. That's obviously wrong. But the camera on the gate was fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes. That's what it would seem to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help? I don't think he would be interested in you. You're clearly way too old for him. Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Jesus Christ, I hate this. I hate this old coot. Oh my god. Whippersnapper. Something the matter, Miss Old Bag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could say that. Alright, I see. Your testimony, please. Alright, let's see what we can do. Alright, the other person. Every day. After I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. If there are any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day. That's obviously tampering with evidence. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it. That's obviously tampering with evidence. She should be arrested for that. You know? Hold on, I'm gonna pause recording real quick. Alright, sorry about that. Right, anyway, Mr. Wright, please please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Honestly, you're right, Maya. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. Alright, I have to press the fourth statement. So yeah, I have to press this one. Alright. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Objection! Yeah, that's weird. Why didn't you mention that before then? Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. I doubt that. I didn't see that gate open. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I doubt that would be big enough for anybody to fit through, unless if they were a child. You know, like a really small child. You know? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. I doubt that. I don't believe you. Kids, so on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. I doubt that. What? I don't believe you. Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, his type, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. I don't know what to do. The court will make a 5-minute recess. I want a defense of the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. I doubt she'll, pull that kind of stunt again. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Powers, yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So, who was Steel Samurai in the security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal Steel Samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? It doesn't look good. Yeah, it honestly doesn't. You're only likely You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are we going to do? First, we play for more time. That's true, because frankly, I need more footage. We'll start by targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this, right? And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose this on the spot. That's true. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. I'm not either, if I'm being honest. Hey Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does this mean? Please don't sigh like that. Honestly, I'm just worried for Will, because clearly he didn't do this. Clearly he didn't. Court will now reconvene, for the court of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thought on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studio was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else who could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defendant disagrees with the prosecution's claim. Alright, I'm gonna pause the recording real quick. Alright, let's just see what I can do. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Honestly, let's see. Order, interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So who was the person other than, alright, it has to be Old Bag. Considering she's the only one that it could have been. It was a security lady, Wendy Old Bag. Who? Who else could it be? The Steel Samurai dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person who knew other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. Alright, the security lady, Old Bag. What? Whippersnapper? Alright, let's see what we can do. Order. Is this true, Old Bag? Old Bag? That's Miss Old Bag to you. Miss Old Bag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could have pointed the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new darning piece of evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does this prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it. Is that it? I mean, it only makes sense. Edgy boy. Don't just sit there, do something. What's my move? Let's press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? It's obvious. You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person that went to the studio? The boy. The one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said. Second or third grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. I doubt that. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy's not the killer. What? How could you be so sure? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean to your elders' day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You only have proof that shows the boy could not be the murderer. I have to provide this samurai spear because that only makes sense. You know? Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. The very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? Honestly, I doubt it. The windbag's speechless. This has got to be a first. Honestly, I don't doubt that one, Phoenix. Considering every second she's on screen, she just speaks non-stop. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something old bag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this. Old bag, before we continue, that is all. This court is adjourned. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Wait a second. I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me. I'm talking. Ugh. Please just shut up, old bag. Oh great, stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Honestly, I have a similar thought in my head, Maya. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you admitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? That's honestly quite surprising. Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if they are going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Screw you, old bag. Miss Old Bag. This is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. Sure. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. It says I have to press a second, third, or fifth statement on the guide. Alright, let's just press this. Alright. Who are these people? Well, the director and and for starters, and the producer for starters. The director, we should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? She's making all this crap up, of course. Well, I was surprised. No one asked about it. So where were these people? I doubt it. I doubt she's telling the truth. The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. I don't believe you. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. You go through the gate all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Still doesn't look like a monkey to me. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue your cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions. Alright, let's take a break. Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and there's some bigwigs were all present. And yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. That's honestly very true, Phoenix. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. Yeah, I'm honestly quite surprised about this too. I understand, Your Honor. This ends today's proceedings of the trial of Will Powers. Let's just see what I can do here. That is all. This court is adjourned. Now let's see what we can do. Because honestly, I don't know what else I can really do here. October 18th, 1:04 p.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Really? It's nothing. Should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We'll have to find out more about the director and the producer. Honestly, I know nothing about them. I don't even know what they look like. They'll be turning up to the trial as the witnesses for certain. I don't know if that's a good idea. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So Nick, have we figured out just who was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it have been the old windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know, but I was just buying time back there. Honestly, I think she did it. She's just way too suspicious to not have done it. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Poor old windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. I don't. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. Honestly, I don't know how long I've been playing for, to be perfectly honest. I'll pause the recording whenever I get to pause. So yeah. Let's just save right here, just in case. And then just continue the game. Okay, I'm gonna pause the recording. Alright, sorry about that. October 18th, Wright & Co. Law Offices. Let's just see what we can do. What a day. There's no time for relaxing, Nick. Say what you think. WP's got a chance? I guess that really depends on the people we found out about in today's trial. The director and the producer. Yeah, them. Well, what are we gonna do? What are we doing here then? Let's go to the studios. Alright. Let's go to the studio main gate. October 18th, 2:16 p.m. Global Studios main gate. Alright, no one's here. Right, now that they have Miss Oldbag in custody, I guess they don't have anyone to replace her. Hey, in that guard station, look. She left her donuts. What? I wasn't going to eat them. Honestly, I'm quite surprised about that one myself, considering how much he's talked about wanting food the entire game up to this point. You know? Alright, let's examine some of this stuff. The computer that runs the studio security cameras. Looks like it's been turned off for the for the day. Alright, let's move to outside Studio 1. October 18th, Studio 1 entrance. Hey Nick, it looks like Detective Gumshoe isn't here today. You're right. He's probably up to his neck in paperwork after the commotion at today's trial. So Nick, remember that Studio 2 we heard about at the trial today? It was down that path with the fallen tree, right? Yeah, I think that's what they said. Maybe the director and the rest of them are there today. Now's our chance, Nick. Let's check it out. All right. Let's go to Studio 2. Real quick. October 18th, Studio 2 entrance. This is Studio 2. I thought so. It doesn't really look like much like a studio, does it? No, it does not. What is that? Hey, there's a trailer over here. It looks pretty sturdy for a movie set trailer. Are we sure this is a studio? Alright, let's just examine all of this. Nick, let's go inside. You think it's okay? Well, it's locked. Hold on, I'm gonna pause the recording. Alright, sorry about that. My dad was calling me. So yeah, and he's been in the hospital for the past, I want to say, week or two as of the recording of this video. He should be coming home as of today, of the day of this recording. So yeah. All shucks. All right. You know what? That's gonna be the end of today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.